Give everybody about 2 to 3 minutes. We're going to get rolling. We got a lot to cover. All right. How you feeling, brother? Hope you and your family safe. I see you doing your push-ups out there, staying healthy. Come on, man. You got to give credit where credit's due, man. No pun, pun intended. All right. This man has helped me tremendously. Just so you guys know, he has helped me tremendously, and he's still helping me. So just an FYI. You can never be too good, you know what I mean? Greetings all, greetings. Stacy, God bless you. Yo, the memes you've been sharing, absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. We'll give everybody about 2 more minutes. We got a lot to cover. Press that little airplane. Let everybody know we're live right now. We got a lot to work on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We got a lot to cover today. Really? Now that one is new for me. Because I was just speaking to a mortgage guy today. They may have changed that after I had a conversation earlier this morning. That is insane. But now here's the thing. It depends on what his debt to income is too. Right? It depends what his debt to income is. That could be reason why they raised the standard on him. They are being very careful right now though. Thank Jiggy. Nice. Yeah, so all right. So let's first talk about the mortgages. So I don't know if you guys have heard a lot of we'll start with the unconventional and then we'll go to conventional. So unconventional lenders, a lot of them are having a pause right now on funding deals. And when I say unconventional lenders, meaning hard money lenders, private lenders, particularly hard money lenders, because they're concerned of where some of these folks will gain the buyers and or the funds to make sure they qualify for either a refi or things of that nature. So they're trying to evaluate the market themselves to understand what they're going to do. I had one of my students, we're going through the deal. Last week, was it last week or a week and a half ago, they completely changed the terms on him. He was supposed to come up with 20%. They wanted him to come up with 30. They wanted to pay some all kind of crazy fees. So initially, he was supposed to come up with 25K. They wanted him to come up with 49K. They basically doubled what they wanted him to come out of pocket with, which is insane. Now, are there lenders still lending? Absolutely. Matter of fact, I got a call tomorrow to talk to a couple people just to double check kind of what they're offering, how they're doing, and how they're getting creative on some of these things. Expensive house with low interest rate. Now, okay, let me answer that question because I want to cover this. That expensive house, is it a multifamily? Question number one. Question number two, will it, I think we spoke about this, it will cash flow, correct? Or it will allow you to live for free at the current rate that you're getting at? Remind me of this. Two-family primary. How much? 3 over 3. Okay. How much of the over covers for you? Is it covering half the mortgage for you? Is it covering all the mortgage for you? 2/3, 1/3? What is it covering for you? Okay, so I guess we know where you're living, and that's a great question. Uh, S.A. Robinson, it's a great question. Okay. Is it near transportation? Is it, like my man said, a desirable area where once this all turns around, your equity will be there for you as well? Later capitalist, Sakafet Bonhomme. I like how you teaching the people. I got more coming, more to come. Well, I know where you'll be living then. So that makes sense because if you're making the math, remember what I told you, it's all about the math, right? If the math makes sense, we do the deal. If it don't compute, we don't put out the loot. Ah, fair. There's nothing else we need to talk about. There's nothing else we need to talk about. There's nothing else we need to talk about. And Steamhead, what's up? All right. Yeah, we've answered your question. So you already know what you need to do. Now, as far as the lenders, so just so you know, what we've been doing is that we're still looking for deals. And if we get the deal, we're extending the closing out, right? Because most likely sellers are gonna, as long as sellers would rather know that they got a deal in hand and can close than not have anything at all. What up, my man Dave? How you feeling? So, what they're doing now is some of them, and then some of them I'm going to be talking to, but they're willing to evaluate the deal, let you put the deal in contract, and will fund with like a May close date or June, just to give time for this thing to kind of work itself out a bit. All right. Now, everybody's asking me, is the market going to take a dip? Is it going to take a hit? Now, to some degree, yes, but no, too. Why? Just before this hit, we had the strongest month in home sales in the last decade in February, before this all hit. The fundamentals are still there. There's low inventory. Most places have less houses for sale now than they did a year ago, particularly on the West Coast. On the East Coast, like New York has 3.6% less than what they had before. There's very few places that increased. If they did, it's not by much. But for the most part, they have lost inventory over the year. Now, right now, if you really think about it, I know most people, there's not going to a lot going to happen, but most people can't move, right? So why would they want to sell their place unless they're in a desperate situation, or they need to move for work or something like that? And even then, they still may have an opportunity to sell at higher numbers, because the numbers shouldn't change much because there's not going to be as many closings. All right, so I don't want people, like a lot of people are operating out of fear. No. We operate out of logic, sound data, and numbers. So, if you've been watching the news reports, and when the president comes on, and then Dr. Fauci comes on, the dude that runs I forgot which department he's in, whatever, the health advisor, you hear him always talk about data. He said, "I'm a scientist. I need data." So the reality is, we need data to figure out what's going on. Which websites do you use to research market demographics? Multiple. I try to go to like county websites. They all have now, especially now, 99% of counties have their, like for instance, to give an example, for Nassau County, there's My Nassau, I think .gov, or My Nassau, like whatever it is. But you can go look at tax assessments, the square footage of houses, how big the land is, what it was assessed before, previous sales. So every county has some version of that, and you just got to find it, and you can do your research and understand it. Then the other thing you want to do, since we're talking about demographics, right, market demographics, you want to understand what the economic for lack of a better, what's the word I'm looking for? The economic drivers, right? So is it move? And I spoke about this before. Is it moved by hospitals? Is it moved by the government hiring? Is it all retail type jobs? What's the major employer? Who is helping the economy in those areas? Right now, if it's driven strictly by small business, they might be in trouble. If it's mostly hospitality, retail, tourism, they're screwed at the moment, right? That's just a reality. But if you're in places like that are hired by a lot of hospitals, military, supply chains. If you buy an Amazon warehouse, them people working. As a matter of fact, Amazon talked about a few weeks ago, they're hiring 100,000 more people they're looking to hire. All right. No. So Jake, there's a lot of things being worked out for the down payment because of the situation. Don't be scared of that. Make sure your attorney's on top of that. All right. Make sure your attorney's on top of that. There's a lot of things being worked out so that people don't lose their earnest money. We can't do that because this is not something you can control. Certain people can't work. That has nothing to do with you. It's not for you. It's not for your non-performance. If you were not doing what you're supposed to do, yeah, then your down payment would be in jeopardy. Otherwise, no way. All right. My man Flipping, yes sir. How you doing, sir? You should join me. Because you've been through some down cycles. You've been through 08, 09. You understand how this all works. So you should be sharing some of your knowledge with us here. You know what I mean? So anyway, going back to what we was talking about. So right now, even though market's tight, yes, there's another aspect of the market that you got to be considerate of. Again, is the lack of inventory. So once this all clears out, and people, they're gonna be a little more gun shy, right? Some people might be a little more gun shy, but some other people who've had the savings and are ready to go might actually want to jump into the market because if this ever happens again, they want to have their own house. They want to be in a place where it's controlled by them, right? At any given point, they can say what's what. So if that being the case, you have to be mentally prepared to be able to move. And there will be opportunity out there during this time. There's definitely gonna be opportunity out there, but you just gotta be smart about how you go about it. Yeah, no, listen, I'm not telling you the deals are easy. It's not gonna be easy, but there's still gonna be opportunities. And if anybody on this call has cash, you're in a great position. Like my man, Flipping was on here a second ago. He's in a position where he could buy certain deals that other people can't get because he has the cash, ability to do those type of deals. Yep, exactly. There's a lot. There you go. They said, don't worry about your down payment. You would have one major lawsuit on your hands, just so you know. So they can't do that. You know what I mean? It is a reality that's going on now that funding is the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem right now. All right. But on the conventional side, as you heard my man put out there earlier, I know there's some tweaks they're doing to FHA and Fannie Mae and all those kind of stuff. They have to protect themselves as well. I'll cover that in a second. I pay top dollar. I'll cover that in a second. So conventional loans, what they're trying to do now, and which was before, FHA was the more flexible of the two. So being the smart thing right now is if you're a house hacker or you're looking to be a house hacker, this is the time. This is the time because you don't have to worry about hard money lenders. You can go in with a 203k loan or home style loan or those type of loans to get into that 2, 3, 4 family. All right. So if you're a house hacker, this is your time. This is your time to look for deals. This is your time to try to make some things happen. This is house hackers' haven. This is their heaven. This is their time to jump in. Good stuff with the earnest money. I have a couple of deals on the contract being held up. Nah. They can't do that. They can't do that. Like they absolutely cannot do that, because it's not you not performing. Attorneys can't work, right? They some you gotta be careful. Some counties you can't even record deeds. So there's a lot of stuff going on that people don't like are not aware of. They can't do that. There's no way they could do that. So all right, so yeah, he got to get on his job because they can't keep your money. That's why they're supposed to keep it in escrow so that way it's protected until one way or the other. Now, as far as the economic injury disaster loans, there's a lot going on with that. There are people, there's certain hoops you got to jump through, particularly if you're, let's say, one that has employees. Most of these loans require that you maintain the employee count that you had previously. They may give you relief from payroll taxes. There's a lot of different ways that those loans are working right now. It's going to vary in the industry that you're in and what you're looking for and how much and what revenue you was generating and how much you've been impacted by COVID, which most people have been in some form or fashion. Most, not all. Most businesses have. There's some businesses that are actually thriving right now. Jig, that's what I'm here for. Look, listen, if you really want to get deep into the coaching side of things, let's talk. I could work some things out for you, and I'll kind of hold your hand through the process and be there to kind of guide you along the way. So just holler at me on that. All right. Yeah, that something. Robinson Realty, I think that might be something. Jiggy, if your man can't work, and I get it, what I'm saying? I get it. What's going on right now? Let him know that if he has a partner or somebody else who can help guide you in certain circumstances to help you with that, because that, you're paying him for a service that he has to provide, and these are one of those jobs that you can actually do from home, as far from a consultative standpoint. So yeah. Oh, okay. Attorneys kill deals all the time. They kill the deals all the time. And that's why I don't know if you ever saw one of the first talks I did with Envy. One of the first things I told everybody that you can't hire your cousin who does divorce law or personal injury law to represent you to do a real estate deal. You need to get somebody who understands real estate law inside and out and knows how to play that game. Otherwise, you won't get you. I've had deals. There's times where I've done the job of the attorney to make sure the deal got to the finish line. Oh, I understand. My heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you. So one of the other things. So all right. Let's go step by step. House hackers. If you want to be a house hacker like Jiggy, or anybody else on this line, and you're not looking for deals right now, I know you can't go see places right now. Everything is virtual unless it's empty. And in some cases, they will give you the lockbox number with a realtor to go see the home. I looked at one this past weekend, so you can do that. It's going to be a rare occasion, and for now, it has to be virtual. And what you can do is maybe put an offer contingent upon seeing the property and getting an inspection done, right? So the this is my offer, but it is contingent upon inspection, both by me and a proper inspection being done. So that way you don't lose out on deals of things that looks good to you. They're in the places you want to be. The numbers work out for you. Like, don't let this stop you. I've already seen people talking about, oh, 2020 is done. It's a wrap. Come on. Come on. It's not. Why is it not a wrap for everybody else who's thriving in this situation or looking for other things? The hustle don't stop. We can't stop. Like, I'm not letting. Listen, I cannot let this thing beat me, because that's not how I live, man. And I told you, as long as it's breath in my lungs, we're gonna make these things happen. And my man, Black Sinatra, appreciate you. Nice seeing you, brother. Been a long time. Of course, I'm still looking at deals. Am I royalty? Are you kidding me, dude? Hold on a second. Every day I'm getting emails on deals. Hold on, let me see. I mean, I'm not even playing. Hold on. I'm gonna pull this up real quick for you. I'm gonna do a search and this just by the name, so you know what I'm doing. I want to see if I can show all of them. Those are all emails I get from my people sourcing me deals. That's hold on. I want to hold on. Whoop. Oh man. Oh, let me put it up there. I am always looking for deals. uh, in the Bronx, Yonkers and Bronx, one of my partners, check him out. I Have Real Estate. Tell him I sent you. It's literally I Have Real Estate. Stephen Irizarry. He does a lot of stuff up there. He gets some nice deals on 2, 3, 4 families sometimes up there. So you want to check him and see what he got. He had brought me a couple of nice deals before. I brought a couple of people. They couldn't close on them, unfortunately. But yeah, there's some stuff going on there. Compass is cool. Like everybody else, you know. There's 8% that I love, 20% is okay. Excuse me. I like the fact that I can help my sellers with with a little bit of a like interest-free loan to, spruce up their properties if necessary, get some things done. So little things like that separate me from the pack, I like, and I know how to use that because we're working with developers and institutes. I know where to put money in the right place, and most good realtors knows how to do that. But even more in a more cost-effective way, and putting a lot of things like maximizing the dollars so they get the most equity back. So let's see. Listen, you own a trucking company, Dave. So I understand that right now, trucking and your movements and you're in the right place. But I wouldn't keep your eye off the ball, though. Don't fall so much off the ball. We'll talk about Connecticut, though. Robinson Realty, I didn't want to talk to you about Connecticut. The problem of waiting for the market to adjust is when you lose the opportunities. You need to be ready. So when, like, if there's opportunities now, you take them, or when they're about to turn, you take them. But you need to be in front of the line when the market. So I'm gonna give you an example right now. I'm gonna use that example. So you know where we're at. So I go to Trader Joe's right now. Trader Joe's, because it's a small supermarket, they only allow a certain amount of people in at a certain amount of time. So you're waiting online to get into the supermarket to go shopping before you even get on the cashier line, right? But right, they open up at 9 o'clock. They put a sign between 8 and 10. There might be an hour wait. But what I want to be that guy or girl or whatever who's there at 8 o'clock, right? I don't care if I'm going to wait an hour anyway. Why do I want to wait an hour after the store already opened? I want to wait an hour to the store open, so I'm one of the first people in the door, and I get the first pick of everything. Does that make sense to you? Why am I gonna wait until everybody leaves? Like I'll give an example. I went late in the day. I only had to wait 15 minutes, but guess what? There was no grapes. There was no broccoli. There was like a lot of things missing off the shelves because the people earlier who took the opportunity earlier beat me to it, and I didn't have nothing to. I had to take what was left. Does that make sense? So you don't want to stop looking for opportunities, and then when everything adjusts, everybody grabs everything, and you're left with the scraps. Yes, 6'9" fella, I love it. You said it. You said it well. You said it very well. We adjust to the market. We don't wait until the market adjusts. So when I was a trader, when I was an equity trader. They used to say, they used to ask you, how's the market treating you? And the good traders like, no, I'm the one treating the market. The market ain't treating me no way. I control what the market does to me. Period. End of story. So it's you who have to control that. All right. Last but not least, and so I want to kind of go back to the beginning. I'm glad I made the point. So if you can house hack, go house hack. If there's any way you could house hack, go house hack. Notice what I said. If there's any way for you to go house hack right now. As you're looking, if you're like me who's looking for deals to buy, rehab, hold or flip, you got to be a little bit more. You got to move a little bit to get it done. So, with that being said, again, tomorrow I got to call another lender. Want to see what they're capable of doing, how they're able to help me in this current environment. And if they're able to, I'm going to go ham and go try to see what deals I can go pull off. And I appreciate there's someone on the line who's already part of the Capital Partner Program who, took the dive with me, and they're going through it, but they understand that the opportunity that's out there, we're going to go get it. We're going to go get it. And there's some bonuses and pluses to being part of that program now. I'm just saying. I ain't going to tell you what it is, but I'm just saying. Yeah, I heard about that. My man's in Bridgeport, West. Where is he? West Haven. He's in Waterbury. He's in a couple other places that I see this opportunity there. Now, the other thing we got to be mindful of, if we're getting certain types of properties, be mindful who your tenants are going to be. Aha. So even if you're going to house hack, right? Delaying that closing for a little bit is smart because we need time for this to all settle out. And you can't discriminate against anyone when they're looking for housing, but you can be prudent about who you want as your tenant. Plain and simple. You know what I mean? And I think there's some opportunities, especially if you can get the money cheap, that even if you don't have a tenant, you still have a decent mortgage that you can handle. And as soon as those tenant comes in, you're back flush. So I'm not sure if anybody has any other questions. Because I think hopefully I've given you something to chew on today. If you've learned something today, please give me a thumbs up, hands up, something. Let me know that I'm not just talking the talk. That we actually, I'm actually adding some value to you. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it. At least somebody learning something. Robinson, I appreciate you. NXV89, yes, sir. Thank you. Hopefully you're sir if I'm not messing up. Yes, property manager is important. Property manager is very important. As a matter of fact, this is when you find out who the real good property managers are. All right? Salute to you, Slime. Tim from Brooklyn. Good. Sure. So, Jiggy, forgive me. As you know, things have been nuts. Send me the address. Text me the address of the property again, and I will pull comps. I promise you. By Friday, I will pull comps. That way, I give myself a little leeway. By Friday, I will pull the comps. What's going on, Latino agent? I see you doing big things over there in EXP and LIC. So, by the way, that young man, I coached him in high school. Now he's teaching me things. You know how things come full circle? You got to love it. I'm always willing to learn. Tone, happy birthday, Tone. Happy birthday. You share a birthday with my son. So, happy birthday. So, Dave, let's talk about the property management. Depending where you are, I might have some connects there. I will. I spoke to him this morning. He's doing big things down in Florida. ENTV Life is moving. He is moving. I appreciate that. All right. So, does anybody have any other questions that I can answer for them? I got about 6 to 8 minutes. Let me know what you got. By the way, if you want to be part of our Capital Partner Program, this is the time. Oh, this is the time. This is the time. Okay, that's what I thought. Have you ever spoke to Beyond Win? I'll connect you guys. All right. So if no one got any more questions, I think I've done my duty for this week and tonight, and we'll continue. Might have some special lives coming up. Um, I'll let you know about those as much notice I can give. Oh, I'm already on looking at commercial, Robinson Realty. Uh, I'll look at 3 to 4s just because, but my goal, my transition, I'm moving to the 6 to 8s, the 10s, the 20s unit buildings now. That's the main goal. Like again, if the deals make sense at 3 and 4, I'll take them all day. Don't get me wrong. I'll take money, but the move is to get to that place and then eventually get rid of all the 3s and the 4s and only be in the larger commercial side. I want to have all the doors under easier control under one roof, essentially. Not Jig. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. But we'll get there. It's okay. It's okay. And so Section 8 tenants. The best way to vet Section 8 tenants, find out what the requirements are for them to keep the vouchers and remind them of that. Number one. Number two, you want to find the Section 8 people that are working already. Like they're not just staying at home, they're working. That they tend to be better because there's a certain level of pride that they have and they want to maintain the things. And also put a stipulation in your lease that you can do quarterly inspections of the property. That should keep them relatively on point as not destroying your home, destroying your property. Plus, if they do, um, most places, that most states and most municipalities that provide or manage the Section 8, they will revoke the person's voucher after this lease if they do a significant amount of damage to the property. Because don't forget, Section 8 is also the one giving you the security deposit. Robinson, that's where we have to be. That's the right place. There you go. It's hard to come by. Yeah, no. Well, guess what? Not everybody has it now. A lot of that demand is going to fall off, right? So once that demand falls off, which it has a lot, then you can go back and be like, yo, you still want to do business and negotiate your number. Nah, lovely twin. No, why is that crazy? Why is that crazy? Like we joke about it. Houston Homes put out a post saying if the guy from Tiger Kings can own 200 wild animals who knew nothing about raising wild animals and can do that, why can't you go from 1 unit to 20 units? The one thing he did have was a passion and a dedication to being that owner and getting these cats in that breed and so forth and so on. So why not exhibit that passion and tenacity to become a commercial landlord? Why not? Yeah, it's all numbers. It's all numbers. Nice plug, Robinson Realty. I love it. Okay. What name? I mean, so that way you don't give up the exact location. What city are you in? Lovely. Did we lose you, Lovely? Oh, there you go. Hold on. Oh, okay. Now, so one of the things that I want you to do, this is your homework, is go get the addresses, go on public records, find out who the owner is, and see if you can get some info. If it's owned by an LLC, is it owned by an individual owner? Did the city take it over? Find that out, and then we can go from there. How about that? Don't underestimate what's possible. Yes, Tim. Yes. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. This is the things that this is what we're supposed to be doing. Like this. So, in the words of Warren Buffett, one of the richest people living on this planet, be greedy. No, be fearful when others are greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful. Right now, a lot of people are fearful. So I won't use the word greedy, but be aggressive. Look for opportunity. Turn this into a win for you. Do you know how many people came out of 2008, 2009, i.e. flipping NJ, aka Caesar, and Fernando, Lord of the Slums, winners out of this? Nah. I mean, is the pre-approval from a conventional lender or is it from a hard money lender? Oh, something else I want to share with you guys. I got to find the article. Um, do this new package that they approved. They relaxed the 403k. I mean, yeah, your 401k. Excuse me. I'm be the 203. Your 401k stipulations on how much money you can borrow from it and relieve the penalties for 3 years. So you can borrow money from your 401k as long as you put the money back in 3 years. You don't have to pay the penalty, and if you can't pay the whole thing back at that time, then they'll extend the time you get to pay. No, excuse me. You can take it out for 1 year, and if you can't pay it back within the year, they'll spread out the taxes over 3 years. So I think that's a major win for everybody here whoever's been in a 9 to 5 for a minute and have a 401k or anything of that nature. They will allow you to take money from your 401k and some of your other retirement accounts to go, do some things, take some money out because they know people are going to be hurting money wise. So if you're in a position where it doesn't hurt you to do it and you can use that money to do some investments, I would do that. That's a big piece right there. That is a big piece right there. All right. If that makes sense, take advantage of it. And tip for Brooklyn, if you can find a deal that makes sense or you can put more money down, go do the deal and use the pre-approval. Or if you find a way to make the numbers make sense for you by using cash, like you said, doing a 2 or 3K, do that. Whatever makes the most financial sense for you is what you do. That's what answers every question. If it makes dollars, it makes sense. Period. All right. Supremely Rich, thank you for joining. So at this point, I am going to, it's been a long day. I'm going to call it a night. But again, I hope y'all learned something, and especially that 403k portion, take advantage of it. Talk to you guys soon.